Now, my starting premise is that Israel is our stalwart ally.
Because I have been a stalwart friend of Israel's.
One whose security we consider paramount.
Candidate and then President Obama has been consistent, if limited, when asked about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
The status quo is unsustainable.
But his background on the issue is more complex and may indicate a change in approach as he begins one-on-one meetings in the coming weeks with Israeli, Palestinian, and Egyptian leaders. First up, Israel's new and hawkish Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu.
I don't expect that the meeting will be quite as contentious as you might suggest. I think this is the beginning of a long effort.
In American politics, nearly all national figures work to be seen as pro-Israel. Mr. Obama's words rarely caused doubt, but his background did, and he was the target of intense efforts to raise concerns about him.
Let me know if you see this guy named Barack Obama, because he sounds pretty scary. I know that when I visit AIPAC, I'm among friends, good friends.
Barack Obama is not distinguished from the rest of the pack, except by how far he has moved to try to appease AIPAC.
Mr. Obama does have a history of friendly relationships with Palestinian activists whom many have called anti-Israel. Edward Said and Rashid Khalidi are two of the most prominent examples. During the campaign, another spoke out.
I knew Barack Obama for many years as my state senator when he used to attend events in the Palestinian community in Chicago all the time.
Mr. Obama, in turn, stressed his close relationship with the Jewish community.
Because the people who know me best know that I consistently have not only befriended the Jewish community, not only have I been strong on Israel, but more importantly, I've been willing to speak out even when it's not comfortable.
Many Arab Americans dispute this, noting Mr. Obama's silence during the Israeli bombing of Gaza in the weeks before he became president. Since then, though, he has struck some surprising notes.
The United States has been enriched by Muslim Americans. Many other Americans have Muslims in their families or have lived in a Muslim-majority country. I know because I am one of them.
Today, the question is how Mr. Obama's unique past will affect upcoming negotiations.
He's certainly familiar with Israel's concerns, with the closeness of the Israel-America relationship, and with that narrative. What I think might be different is a familiarity that President Obama almost certainly has with where the Palestinian grievance narrative is coming from.
And on specific nitty-gritty issues, where negotiations often hinge, there are only hints as to Mr. Obama's views.
Everybody acknowledges we have to look at a two-state solution. The Israelis are going to have to acknowledge that some of the settlement policies make it very difficult to create a functioning Palestinian state. The Palestinians, they've got to recognize Israel, and they've got to stop threatening violence. And Israel can also advance the cause of peace by taking appropriate steps consistent with its security to ease the freedom of movement for Palestinians.
Two of Mr. Obama's appointees, General James L. Jones as National Security Advisor and George Mitchell as Mr. Obama's envoy to the region, have shown an openness to taking a harder line with Israel.
We want to do things differently in the region.
Mr. Obama's course will take some time to chart, and these meetings in the coming weeks are likely to serve only as a preview of the path ahead. He has yet to fully engage on this issue, which has so vexed many of his predecessors.
I think it's possible for us to see a peace deal during the next president's 2 terms in office. But it's going to require some focus and attention from the president.